Good morning. Tyrone and Cynthia Temple seem like an ideal couple. They're young, up and coming, and looking forward to having children. But three miscarriages have left Cynthia emotionally frail. And when her father shows up for a long awaited reunion with his girlfriend in tow, things go from foul to foul play. The play is very much an emotional roller coaster for the audience. The show deals with situations of mistaken identity, time lapses, and hidden motivations. It's set in 1937 in the quaint city of Coeur Alene, Idaho.
Can I pour you a cup? Sure. Did you bring fresh cream? Yes.
Samantha pours coffee into 2 teacups and pours cream into only one.
Were you able to sleep? No.
Samantha moves to Cynthia, handing her a teacup.
Thank you. I tried, but only tossed in a cold sweat. What do you suppose will happen now? I'm not clairvoyant. How should I know? Why are you questioning him for so long? It was his gun, wasn't it? You don't think he had anything to do with it, do you? It's too early to be asking such silly questions, Samantha. Was he in your bedroom around that time? Stop questioning me. I know as little as you do, and I don't appreciate your harassing me.
Cynthia angrily sets her teacup on the side table.
You said cream was fresh. Isn't it? The least you can do is serve coffee with fresh cream. I'm sorry. Let me get you some fresh cream. Forget it. You spoiled my appetite for coffee. I had no idea the cream was sour, Cynthia. Naturally, it's just one of your many inconsistencies. Why are you attacking me? Am I? Yes, why are you? I simply brought to your attention the fact you poured sour cream in my coffee. Don't turn it into something you'll later regret. Oh, now you're threatening me. Even as a child, you felt the world was out to get you. You really should see someone about your paranoid tendencies. Excuse me? But I don't believe I'm the one who's paranoid. Most paranoid cases don't. You're really something, you know that. No, I don't. You're a quick one to hand out advice when you're the one receiving therapy. Why is that? You get a perverted pleasure trying to hurt me, don't you? No, it's just that you say painful things that force me to protect myself. Maybe you're afraid of hearing the truth. This has nothing to do with the truth. You've always been jealous of me, especially when I married Tyrone. That's not true. You've always wanted what I have. I was your bridesmaid. Yes, but inside you were seething. Everyone could see it. I was happy for you. Whom are you trying to convince? You've never been happy a day in your life. Why are you being so cruel? The truth hurts like a bitch, doesn't it? You're the bitch, and you don't even know it.
There is a moment of silence between them.
Are you leaving this morning? I thought I'd stick around a while. You don't believe I can take care of myself, do you? I didn't say that. What are you saying? Papa's been murdered and your husband is a suspect. Is that reason enough? You're so dramatic. I don't care if you don't want to admit it, but you need my support. After Papa left, I was the backbone of our family. Why should I need anyone's help now? You're forgetting we had a mother. She was weak and pathetic. If it hadn't been for me, she would have fallen apart within the first month of his leaving. What are you talking about? She did everything for us. She wallowed in her own mire. Without me, she would have drowned, and you know it. Don't say that. It's wrong of you to speak of her this way. She loved us and kept us together. You were too young to remember how things were. We barely had enough to eat most of the time. It was I who went out and worked 2 jobs to put food on the table. Why do you hate her so much? She did the best she could for us. You blame me for her death, don't you? I've never said that, but your actions scream it. You promised never to bring this up, Cynthia. As much as you refuse to believe me, it was an accident, Samantha. I won't listen. She's the one who wanted to go out on the boat. Please don't. I was the one in the galley preparing lunch when it happened.
Samantha moves to exit the den.
I can't talk about this. You think I pushed her, don't you?
Samantha stops short of the doorway.
After they pulled her from the water, the report said she slipped and hitting her head against the side rail and drowned. When we were laying our mother in our grave, you never shed a tear. You stood there, composed, with a silly smirk on your face. It doesn't prove I killed her.
Samantha slowly walks back into the den.
Why did you write him? Papa? You know damn well what I'm talking about. Don't you know? You have all the answers. Tell me. I thought, since you and Paul lost Mother, I'd get Papa to come home for you. Did you like him? Do you want the truth? Yes. How do you feel about him? I don't understand what Mother ever saw in him. What are you saying? He was a self-centered egotist driven by an adventurous need for glorification. A typical actor, wouldn't you agree? I saw a different side to him. Don't be fooled. He let you see him that way so he could gain your confidence. No, there was a sincerity in what he said. I believed he really loved us. The only person he loved was himself. I disagree. I always hoped you'd grow out of being naive, but I suppose some things never change. Do you miss him? You can't very well miss someone you never really knew, can you?
Entering the den is Rosalind, carrying a suitcase.
I'm not interrupting, am I? Of course not.
Cynthia moves to the window with her back to Rosalind.
I thought I'd get an early start for the train station. They might need my assistance. Can I pour you a cup of coffee before you leave? The cabbie said he'd honk it when he arrives. Yes, I'd like some, thank you. Cream? Just black will be fine.
Samantha pours coffee into the third teacup, then walks it over to Rosalind.
Thank you. How are you doing? I've had better mornings.
The three women remain silent, with Cynthia smoking near the window, Rosalind sitting on the sofa drinking her coffee, and Samantha standing.
What now? Are you directing your question to me? Yes, if you don't mind. Well, Sidney got his train ride. The police have taken a significant number of pictures of him, and the mortuary's prepared his body for passage to New York. You should be proud to hear he's already posted on the 4th page of the New York Times. Never before has he received such kind of press. I've been meaning to ask you if it would be all right if I traveled with you to New York. I want to attend his funeral. He would like that. I was just getting to know him. I thought if I saw a little of his world, I'd have a better understanding of who he was. Sidney definitely had his idiosyncrasies, but was well liked within his circle of friends. Prepare yourself for a colorful group of characters. I'm looking forward to it. The train is leaving at 1 o'clock. You should be able to get your things together by then. It shouldn't be a problem. Cynthia, I'd love to if you'd come. I think it's important for you to be there.
Cynthia remains at the window with her back to Rosalind.
We're above suspicion for his murder, but for the moment, the same cannot be said for my husband. My place is here with him. Of course, I understand. If it's any consolation, I don't believe for a second Tyrone was involved in any way. I hope the police can share your confidence in him. Do you mind if I ask a personal question? No. He was in your bedroom, wasn't he? I mean, at the time of the shooting.
There is a moment of silence as Cynthia contemplates what her answer will be.
Yes, he was sleeping. Does he leave his guns where anyone can take them without his knowledge? He only has one revolver, which he keeps in the bottom drawer next to our bed. It's unlikely anyone took it while we were sleeping that night. I'm a light sleeper, so whomever did take it took it at an earlier time. Someone had to have entered the house then. The police didn't find any fingerprints on the revolver. I saw it first, laying in the middle of the hallway floor directly outside the den doorway. And we made sure no one handled it until the police arrived. So who do you suppose it was? You were the last one to see him.
There is a moment of silence.
And? It seems odd you didn't hear or see anyone in the house at that time. You're not suggesting I killed him, are you? That wasn't my intention. What was your intention?
Both Cynthia and Rosalind wait in silence, staring at one another.
I believe Cynthia's just trying to put the pieces together. Is that what you're doing? I suppose so. I think we're all confused over this whole mess. Whoever murdered Papa was careful not to leave any traces.
The honking of a car horn is heard outside. Rosalind moves to the window to see if the cab has arrived.
It's the cabbie. Rosalind, can I catch a ride with you to my place? It'll give me a head start on packing. No problem. When will you be returning, Samantha? I'm not sure. I'll let you know after I get to New York. For what it's worth, I hope all goes well for you and your husband. That's kind of you. Had things been different, it would have been nice getting to know you. Yes, do you think the cabbie has his meter running? Let me know what's going on here, okay? You'll be the first to know. Well, I guess we better get out of here. I'll let you know how the funeral went.
Cynthia turns her back to them, looking out the window.
Thanks.
As Rosalind and Samantha begin to exit, the phone rings. Samantha stops at the den doorway, looking back at Cynthia as the phone continues to ring.
Are you going to answer it?
Cynthia doesn't respond as she continues looking out the window with her back to Samantha. Samantha picks up the phone.
Hello? No, I'm his sister. May I help you? Cynthia? A gentleman from the police department wants to talk with you.
Cynthia doesn't respond.
She can't come to the phone right now. What's this about? What? He said that? When? Is he there with you? Tell him I'll be down there as soon as I can.
Samantha slowly hangs up the phone. Rosalind enters the den.
What's keeping you? We're running late. They have the murderer. Who? He's at the station and gave a confession. Oh my God, Tyrone? No, my brother Paul. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Samantha walks to Cynthia's side.
Before I go down there, do you have anything to say?
Cynthia slowly turns, facing to Samantha.
At least he was able to see Papa before he left us again.
Cynthia turns her back again, looking out the window. Samantha steps backward as she glances over at Rosalind.
We'd better get going.
Rosalind and Samantha exit the den, leaving Cynthia standing at the window.